Something strange is going on with Oprah Winfrey's South African school for girls. Started spreading rumors that girls are disappearing from the school. According to these rumors, several students from the school have gone missing.
As well, a dog and a cat with interesting names, to say the least.
Yeah. That's Oprah.
That's Oprah. Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And then Gail.
Gail, okay, Gail.
Yo, so why am I hearing that Oprah had a school for girls and all of them went missing?
These are my girls. These are my girls.
The internet was already wobbling from celebrity chaos, but the second 50 Cent stepped forward and pointed his finger at Oprah. The timeline didn't just shake, it collapsed like a folding chair at a family reunion. Out of nowhere, the king of petty warfare and legendary grudge-holding drops a warning so bold it makes the Kardashians' entire decade of drama look like a quiet yoga retreat. She's next to be exposed, 6 words that sent social media into full-blown meltdown mode. Fans didn't blink. Bloggers didn't breathe. The Wi-Fi nearly caught fire, and the way he said it, calm, confident, almost too comfortable, like a man who's been waiting for this moment since dial-up internet. It wasn't a random jab. It felt like a coded message, a whispered threat, a digital bomb wrapped in sarcasm with a fuse already lit. Suddenly, everyone went hunting for clues, old interviews, hidden beef, ancient grudges, suspicious silence. Oprah's name hasn't trended this violently since she gave away cars on live TV. The energy was insane. One warning from 50 Cent turned Hollywood into a panic room, fans into detectives, and Oprah into the next headline of a scandal nobody saw coming. And if this is how it starts, you already know the rest is about to be a cinematic disaster. The moment 50 Cent dropped his warning toward Oprah, the entertainment world didn't just gasp, it choked. It felt like someone unplugged Hollywood and plugged it back in with chaotic energy turned up to maximum voltage. No one, absolutely no one, expected 50 to call out Oprah by name, let alone suggest she might be next to be exposed. It was the kind of statement that makes even celebrities stop mid-latte sip and ask, wait, what does he know? Suddenly, every gossip page turned into CSI Hollywood edition. This wasn't a subtle hint or a cryptic emoji. This was 50 Cent, notorious for dragging entire industries before breakfast, stepping forward with a warning that sounded more like a prophecy. Fans instantly began dissecting his tone, posture, facial expression, anything that could hint at what he was implying. People joked that he dropped the warning with the same ease as handing out Halloween candy. But underneath the humor was a tidal wave of tension so thick you could slice it like Thanksgiving turkey. The internet sprinted to connect dots. They dug up old interviews, dusty clips, awkward moments from award shows, and even rumors from the 2OS, anything that suggested a hidden feud between 50 and Oprah. Suddenly, people remembered when Oprah refused to interview certain rappers. They remembered those episodes where she subtly criticized the culture. They remembered 50 calling her out years ago for not supporting hip-hop voices. The internet turned into a messy history lesson overnight. But the more people dug, the more dramatic the situation looked. Some fans argued 50 wasn't just talking about old beef. He was hinting at something new, something brewing under the Hollywood surface, something big enough to make Oprah the queen of polished professionalism trend for all the wrong reasons. Was it personal? Was it business? Was it something that hadn't hit the headlines yet? The speculation was a full-blown circus before sunrise. Then came the leaked clip, yes, because of course someone recorded him. In it, 50 joked that people act untouchable until the truth knocks on their door. Fans froze the video at random frames, zooming in like FBI analysts, trying to decode his smirk. Was it petty? Yes. Was it iconic? Also yes. Did it send every gossip blogger into overdrive? Absolutely. It was the most chaotic energy Hollywood had seen since Will Smith stood up at the Oscars. Suddenly, Oprah's fanbase assembled like the Avengers. They rushed to defend her legacy, her kindness, her charities, her book club, her entire humanitarian resume. They wrote paragraphs longer than college dissertations. But 50's supporters clapped back with equal fire. arguing that nobody, no matter how powerful, is above criticism. Comment sections looked like open mic fight nights. People were swinging opinions left and right like digital heavyweights. Meanwhile, Oprah stayed silent. Too silent. The kind of silence that feels like strategy, not ignorance. Fans debated whether she was ignoring him, planning a response, or already preparing her PR army. Oprah staying quiet only made the warning grow louder. People said she was calculating, observing, watching from her billionaire mountain. Others joked she was probably sipping tea in one of her gardens, unfazed by mortal chaos. But the entertainment industry itself reacted like they'd been caught cheating on a test. Celebrities pretended they didn't see it. Talk show hosts did awkward monologues. Publicists whispered behind closed doors. Nobody wanted to choose sides, but everyone wanted to know what 50 knew. The tension spread like wildfire, silent, smoky, dangerous, and it didn't stop online. News outlets picked up the story within hours. Headlines popped up everywhere. 50 Cent sparks controversy with warning to Oprah. Fans speculate possible feud revival. Hollywood on edge after 50's cryptic message. People started theorizing about potential documentaries, unreleased interviews, old tapes, and secret Hollywood alliances. It became a frenzy so wild even TMZ looked slow. But the biggest twist came when fans revisited the times Oprah publicly challenged rap culture. Clips resurfaced where she questioned lyrics, influence, and messaging. Suddenly, the past didn't look like shade, it looked like fuel. Fuel that 50 might still be carrying in emotional storage. People asked the question out loud. Is this revenge? Is 50 exposing something? Or is he starting another one of his iconic petty wars? Because if there's one thing the world knows, it's that 50 Cent doesn't start fights, he finishes them. And calling out Oprah, that was the kind of move only someone fully confident in their chaos would make. The confession, the warning, the silence, it all blended into a narrative that felt bigger than a feud. Bigger than old interviews. Bigger than fame. This wasn't just a celebrity spat. It felt like the opening chapter of a scandal waiting to burst open. And if 50 was right, and Oprah was really next, then Hollywood was about to experience a meltdown big enough to be studied by future generations. Because when 50 Cent says someone is next to be exposed, history shows he usually means it. The moment 50 Cent's warning reached peak virality, Hollywood reacted like someone flipped the lights on during a secret meeting. Celebrities scrambled, some publicly pretending nothing was happening, while others watched quietly from the shadows, with the kind of fear only famous people get when a billionaire's name is trending next to the word exposed. You could practically hear phones buzzing across Beverly Hills. Everyone wanted to know one thing. What does 50 have on Oprah? The memes came instantly. Someone posted a picture of Oprah holding her classic "You Get a Car" pose, except the caption read, "You get exposed. You get exposed. Everybody gets exposed." It hit 1 million views in under an hour. Another meme showed Oprah sitting quietly while 50 Cent stood behind her holding a giant next sign, like he was calling contestants on The Price is Right. Fans were eating it up like it was free popcorn on a Tuesday movie night. But the celebrity reactions were even crazier. Wendy Williams' old clips resurfaced with fans claiming she predicted this years ago. Charlamagne tha God cracked jokes on air, saying he knew this day would come and that Oprah should have invited 50 on the couch when she had the chance. Meanwhile, Dr. Phil trended accidentally because fans thought he might be dragged into this mess next. Twitter became chaos soup. Every tweet was a conspiracy theory. Then the first official big reaction came from Gayle King. She didn't mention 50 directly, but she posted a picture of Oprah smiling peacefully in a garden like nothing in the world could disturb her. Fans instantly interpreted it as shade. One person commented, "This is how billionaires say try me." Another said, "Gayle just loaded the first missile." The tension was so thick you could season food with it. And of course, 50 made everything worse by responding with another round of cryptic messages. One tweet simply said, "Timing is everything." Another said, "Watch closely." That was it. Two tiny phrases that sent social media spiraling into panic mode. Fans zoomed in, enhanced screenshots, analyzed the punctuation like FBI linguistics experts. Nobody was normal anymore. Meanwhile, Hollywood's B-list actors suddenly turned into philosophers. One tweeted, "This is why truth matters." Another said, "Power is shifting." Fans roasted them immediately, saying, "Sir, you weren't even invited to the shift." But none of them cared. They finally had something to tweet about for the first time in months. Then things escalated when Oprah's old critics came crawling out of retirement like cicadas. People who hadn't tweeted since 2011 suddenly logged in to say, "I've been waiting for this moment." Some dug up allegations, controversial interviews, questionable show segments, and claims that Oprah manipulated narratives on her talk show. The timeline became a digital archaeological site of Oprah's entire career. It was like watching the internet speed run through 40 years of television history. Fans also pulled up 50 Cent's old interviews where he accused Oprah of not supporting hip-hop and being too selective with who she uplifted. Those clips resurfaced like ghosts. One clip had 50 saying Oprah didn't like him, and that he didn't care because he didn't like her either. Now, suddenly, everyone was treating those quotes like foreshadowing in a Netflix thriller. But what really sent the scandal into overdrive was when conspiracy pages jumped in. They started posting long threads claiming Oprah was connected to secret Hollywood operations, hidden scandals, and media cover-ups. None of it was confirmed. But the internet doesn't need confirmation, it needs chaos. And 50 Cent had delivered the spark. TikTok detectives began stitching videos, connecting dots that didn't even exist. One girl made a 20-minute breakdown explaining how this beef was spiritually aligned with Mercury retrograde. Another guy claimed 50 Cent had insider information from at home. Someone else said Bianca was watching silently because she knows something. It was madness in HD. Meanwhile, Oprah's inner circle reportedly tightened. PR teams sharpened statements. Staff members went quiet. Assistants stopped responding to reporters. Hollywood insiders whispered that Oprah was calm but alert, which is billionaire code for monitoring. From a private room with snacks and security footage, blue-check journalists tried to calm things down by saying there was no evidence of new scandal. But nobody listened. Drama sells more than facts, and right now, drama was unlimited and free. Then the twist nobody expected hit. An insider claimed that 50 wasn't just warning Oprah, he was warning Hollywood. The quote said, "50 didn't say she's the only one. He said she's next, next." That single word made the internet combust like a cartoon TNT box. If Oprah was next, who was first? What list was 50 reading from? How many people were on it? Was this the beginning of Hollywood's next meltdown? Fans began theorizing names. They made entire tier lists. People drafted Hollywood exposure predictions like fantasy football matches. Nobody was safe. Nobody was calm. Nobody was minding their business. And through it all, 50 Cent stood back silently, smiling like a man who loves seeing the world panic. He had the internet wrapped around his finger, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Oprah's silence became the loudest part of the story. And 50's warning? It was only getting louder. What started as a petty feud had detonated into a cultural event. And the aftermath was about to be even messier. As the internet burned with theories, accusations, and recycled Oprah clips from 1998. The aftermath of 50 Cent's warning spiraled into something way bigger than a celebrity feud. Hollywood was officially spooked. You could practically feel the panic vibrating through red carpets and gated communities. Publicists worked overtime. A-listers triple-checked their old interviews. And media companies whispered about protecting certain archives. When 50 says someone's next, nobody sleeps comfortably. Oprah's team didn't say a word publicly, but insiders claimed she started calling up old contacts, making quiet check-ins and reviewing past recordings. The kind of behind-the-scenes movement only someone with billionaire power can make. People close to her said she wasn't scared, she was annoyed. Annoyed that someone dared to put her name into the ring of scandal. Annoyed that the internet was buzzing with Oprah exposed threads. Annoyed that 50 Cent had the audacity to tag her into his chaos universe. Meanwhile, 50 Cent looked more energized than ever. He posted pictures laughing, traveling, sipping drinks like a man who knew he had Hollywood wrapped around his pinky. Fans joked that he was walking around with a list titled "People I'm Exposing Next," checking boxes with a gold pen. The more silent Oprah was, the more noise 50 seemed determined to make. Then came the rumors of high-level meetings. Industry insiders claimed networks were calling emergency PR sessions. Talk show hosts were reportedly told to avoid Oprah discourse for now. Even Hollywood columnists admitted something about this felt different, like 50 wasn't bluffing this time. People speculated whether he had a documentary in the vault. Others suggested he got hold of an interview clip Oprah regrets. Some whispered about industry secrets and alliances. Whatever it was, Hollywood was sweating harder than a magician exposed on TikTok. The most shocking part was how the internet became divided. One half said Oprah was untouchable, a queen of media, a humanitarian, a cultural icon who built empires. The other half claimed that untouchable people usually have the biggest skeletons. Comment sections turned into digital battlegrounds where fans wrote essays defending her while trolls crafted conspiracy charts with arrows pointing in every direction. The chaos wasn't just loud, it was entertaining. But as the uproar intensified, Oprah's silence became strangely ominous. She didn't post. She didn't tweet. She didn't hint. Her stillness felt like the eye of a storm slowly forming. Fans said this was the Oprah calm, the kind she uses before dropping career-shifting interviews or life-changing statements. Others said she was waiting for 50 Cent to talk himself into a corner so she could come out, swinging with billionaire-level precision. Then, another twist hit the timeline, one that flipped the entire narrative. A reporter claimed that 50 Cent wasn't warning Oprah because of personal beef. He was warning her because she was connected to someone else. Someone bigger. Someone Hollywood avoids talking about. Suddenly, the story wasn't about Oprah. It was about the network around her. Commentators went wild, speculating names. Powerful producers. Entertainment moguls. Media giants. Hollywood legends. People whose reputations were made of glass covered by velvet. Curtains. And if Oprah was next, that meant someone else had already been exposed behind the scenes, someone the public didn't even know about yet. Hollywood insiders claimed the warning was symbolic, not personal. That 50 was calling out a system, not a single person. That Oprah just happened to be the biggest domino in the line. This theory terrified people more than the idea of Oprah being dragged. Because if the system was the target, then the fallout would be massive. Still, Oprah's silence grew thicker. Fans began asking why she wasn't addressing anything, not even with one of her signature polished statements. Was she choosing dignity over drama? Or was she preparing something strategic? Her quiet felt like someone tightening a slingshot. Waiting, calculating. Meanwhile, 50 Cent wasn't done. He dropped another mysterious message. Some folks built their empire on sand. When the tide comes in, it shows. That sentence sent shockwaves through the internet. People screamed. People debated. People begged him to explain. He didn't. He simply watched the world panic. Hollywood experts said this was turning into a digital Cold War. Two powerhouses staring each other down without saying a word directly. The tension grew so thick it could be shipped and sold as premium drama. Then came the climax of the aftermath. An anonymous insider leaked a message saying Oprah had something ready in case 50 escalated. Not a threat. Not an interview. Something bigger. Something prepared years ago. Something powerful enough to stop a narrative. Fans speculated it was a documentary. Others said it was unreleased footage. Some claimed it was a message. A few whispered about a list she kept. Nobody knew the truth. But one thing was clear: Oprah was not going to let herself be the next headline of a 50 Cent takedown without a fight. The aftermath became a cloud of fear, anticipation, and excitement. Fans weren't just watching a feud. They were watching two titans hover over a red button. Hollywood prayed it wouldn't blow. The internet prayed it would. If you made it through this whirlwind of warnings, whispers, billionaire silence, and 50 Cent level chaos, then congratulations, you're officially tougher than half of Hollywood right now. What we just witnessed wasn't a feud. It wasn't a subtweet. It wasn't even regular celebrity drama. This was a cultural earthquake. The kind that rattles the internet, exposes power structures, and sends PR teams running like they're late for Judgment Day. And let's be honest, this story is nowhere near done simmering. Before the next bombshell drops, smash that like button like you're trying to shut down a rumor before it hits your family group chat. Slam that subscribe button with the force of someone rejecting a toxic ex for the last time. And for the love of viral entertainment, turn on those notifications because the next twist, leak, clapback, or coded warning could hit at AM while you're half asleep scrolling in the dark. This channel doesn't drop updates. It detonates them. Jump in the comments and unload your theories. Do you think 50 is bluffing? Is Oprah quietly preparing her counter move? Is Hollywood about to melt like butter under a heat lamp? Or do you think the real story hasn't even surfaced yet? Don't hold back, this comment section thrives on unfiltered chaos, conspiracy, and comedy. Bring your sharpest takes, your wildest predictions, your spiciest receipts, because remember, here at this channel, we don't just report scandals, we chase them, dissect them, exaggerate them, and serve them hotter than the truth can handle. More leaks, more warnings, more explosions. This is Truth Tattle, where secrets shake, drama spreads, and nothing stays buried.